picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Holy fruit salad.
Well, good morning and welcome back. It is Monday. It is the week of Thanksgiving 2016. And we're going to start some new projects today. Actually, we are going to pick up the bat plane, believe it or not, and do a couple of other things that I think will be fun. With the holiday week, it may be a little bit curtailed, but we'll see. I was a busy boy this weekend, and let me show you where the latest project is. And here you go. You see these multiple strewn, viscerated parts of robin laying around. And I got to tell you, after working on the Excelsior, that was gray upon gray with a little bit of blue, it just does the soul good to get out there and do something colorful. So having the reds and the greens and the yellow, and it's just a nice palette cleanser. But I've got the parts here. I'm almost ready for final construction. I need to put some clear coats on and do that kind of stuff. And I'm working on the face. Doesn't look like much here, but when you put the mask on, there's an amazing transformation. But the mask does leave particles of paint behind, so I don't want to do it too many times. But these colors are turning out nice, and the detail painting is going well. But like I say, this all needs a flat coat because Robin's costume was very clothy and flat, except for his cape, which was iridescent, and I've taken care of that. There's a nice satiny sheen going on there, nice iridescence there. And his gloves. His gloves were a leather that was glossy. Everything else, flesh tones. And a lot of people don't know or haven't really considered the fact that his legs were not bare. They were actually a leotard that was flesh colored. So this may look like it's an unfinished paint job on the leg, but actually no, that's the leotard. It should have some slight contrast to the skin tones when you're done. But I've got to touch up. Like I say, all these paints come in they're all glossy, and I need to make them flat. So once I'm happy with the colors, I will flatten everything down and then hit the final construction. But that's what I was doing this weekend. Well, it's Tuesday evening, and I did not get anything done on the bat plane today because I was finishing up a couple of orders. Yes, as soon as I announced that the Excelsior templates were ready, I got a couple of orders, so I had to box those up and get them out. And secondly, I got not sidetracked, but I really want to get Robin finished. I am almost done with him. Spent a lot of time on his face today, and I could not get over. I mean, this is one of those deals. Yes, he's missing eyebrows, but it's one of those deals like the Adam West. It doesn't look that much like him without the cowl, but as soon as you put the mask on, the likeness is there. But while I was painting it, I couldn't get over the fact how much he looks like Sheldon Cooper. That was starting to really color my opinion as I was painting it. He was looking more and more like Jim Parsons. So I've got a good coat of clear on him now, and the bullet hole in the center of his forehead doesn't do him any favors either. But once you put the mask on, the Burt Ward likeness comes right into play. It's spooky. And the last thing to do would be to pop him down in the neck, and it's a very tight fit, so I only want to do it once. But I got the body to where I'm happy. I am playing around with finishes on the gloves. I may go back. I tried dry brushing over top of that. I may blend that back down. I don't know how successful that was. But the cape is ready to go on, and hands are ready to go into the elbows as soon as I decide the color of the gloves, and the belt's ready to go on. So he's almost done. I will easily finish him tomorrow because, like I say, all I gotta do is wait for some of the stuff to dry and glue it in. But I'm going to take one more pass at these gloves before I make myself content and glue them in place. Well, it is Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, and I have just had the trim painters come back in and do the last cleanup and touch up. Most notably repainting the trim a semi-gloss so as to make it easier to clean off fingerprints, and also get rid of the screw heads that were kind of showing through the paint, and the nail heads, and putting another protective gloss on that step. So everything is drying. I am only waiting for the Wake County inspector to do a final sign-off before I can start moving in, and he is due in today, which means tomorrow, after Thanksgiving, tomorrow, Friday, I can start moving stuff in. First order of business is to hang curtains, but then we start moving the shelving in, and won't that be fun? And on the bench, the Boy Wonder is almost finished. I've just touched up the last bit of his base. I cut out some vinyl letters to make the stand really pop. And I just put a last coat of the iridescent on his cape. So once that has had a chance to dry, I will pop his head in and epoxy him to the stand, and he will be done. There's his wee little noggin. I glued the mask in last night, just a slow curing glue, which I test my patience, but I find that if I do it right before bed and then let it dry overnight, then I don't touch it and everything works well. I have more of a fondness for using faster glues when I'm actually building. And here is Master Dick with his head attached, all ready to be delivered today to his rightful owner. And then I can get onto the bat plane and maybe start my own robin this weekend. Well, good evening. It is Thursday evening, and as you can tell by the sound of my voice, I am stuffed. I am still working off my turkey baby. So I need something quick and easy and mindless and not too taxing to do tonight. And I think what I'm going to do is to clean up the parts and glue up what I can on my robin, not the robin that was for a buddy of mine, but for my robin. So this is what these are. These are what the parts look like brand new. They're in that weird yellow plastic. So what I'm going to do is start cutting things off of trees now that I have some experience of where they go, and just start mating up like left and right halves of things. Well, didn't get a lot done. Yesterday, Thanksgiving, went over to my sister's, ate real big. Boy, was that good. Stuffed all day. Today, moving very slow, but the grand migration is on. I've been given the okay to start moving stuff into the new room, so that's what I've been doing, and frankly, that's a little bit more interesting to me right now than building models, so it is what it is. Now, part of what moving all of these models from point A to point B is there's some, of course, you take the opportunity to clean them off, but there's some triage that needs work because things fall off when you're moving things back and forth. And also for kits that you haven't checked in a while, there are cracks and stresses that are starting to show. And let me show you one fine example of that. Well, here you can see the shattered remains of robin. I have got the parts glued together mostly. I just need to sand them and prime them. But here, this is a 350 scale Katinga made by Richard Long. I've had built and sitting up on top of a shelf, 10 years maybe. And when it's sitting up on top of a shelf, you don't notice things starting to sag. But when I pulled it down, I saw that crack had opened up. And this is me starting to clean off buildup of CA. So yeah, this is the kind of, I'm going to just put some epoxy in there and try to vice grip that stuff together and heal up that crack. But this is the kind of stuff that happens when you're moving things from point A to point B. And that slows you down because you want to jump right back on the repairs right away, and all of a sudden you've lost track of where you were. And like I said, that's going to do it for this Thanksgiving week. The grand migration is underway. I will say yes, the chair is in the room for those of you hip to the code, but it is in pieces, so it's nothing to show you right now because it is in the 3 requisite pieces it takes to move that thing anywhere. You have got to break it down to get it through doorways. So I took the opportunity while I had it broke down to throw in some reinforcement on the base, some wooden. The wooden pedestal. It's a pedestal made of wood. Steve made it as best he could, but for my taste, and when I get up on it, I don't like it creaking. Of course, that could be a lot of my weight. But while it was upside down and taken apart, I thought I'd use the opportunity to throw some reinforcement in there. So I've got some glue, some blocks of wood in there gluing. I'm not driving any nails through the beautiful finish, but I do have some things. Liquid nails is the construction adhesive, so I've got that all in there drying, and hopefully that'll make it stiffer and make it last a lot longer. So the next time you see it, I will have the room, I will have the chair in the room and the lights are functioning and all of that. But for right now, I've got 4 display cases in there. I've got to move one more this weekend, and I've got to go buy another one to match it. So there's still lots and lots of work to be done, and I'll keep you abreast on all of it. But for right now, we're going to sign off and pick this up again next week. We're kind of where we look. It's a drumstick. It's a robin drumstick. But could you tell I have turkey on the mind? I'm sorry. I'm going to go eat some leftovers and enjoy the rest of my Black Friday evening. And we will pick this up again. Well, I'll start again, tomorrow morning. But we'll pick the video up again bright and early Monday. And we will zoom through some stuff now that I've gotten the room somewhat under control. So until next week, when we will gather around the hearth and home one more time, please be good to each other. Have a good week. Enjoy yourself. Don't go nuts this Christmas season. Take time to enjoy your family. Even if they're not all that enjoyable, look for something to enjoy about them. And we'll see you here next week.
That's right. Behind our masks, we're perfectly ordinary people.